Hi, my name is Karen Polanco. I am a second year TitleIV-E student at San Francisco State University. And today I'm going to be answering some questions about the TitleIV-E program and my experience in it. So my first question is, what interested me in child welfare? I would say that growing up, I realized there was a shortage in child welfare workers. Ever since I was in high school, I knew I wanted to be a social worker. I've always known I've loved working with kids. It's the only job experience that I've ever had. Through after school programs, summer camps, or just like aiding in schools, like a teacher assistant. And I loved the work. It was really rewarding, and I definitely learned a lot. But for me, I noticed that it wasn't fulfilling, I guess, in the way that I wanted to do more. There were students that I could tell there were things going on outside of the school setting that was really affecting them in school, right? So how can we address those needs outside of the school setting? And so that always intrigued me. I wanted to do more, but I could only do so much in a school setting as a educational person with the student. I began to learn more about child welfare and how social workers can advocate for the needs of children in all settings, in schools, in their homes, in their extracurricular activities. And that's really what piqued my interest, because I really wanted to advocate for the needs of these children that don't have a voice sometimes. And so they have a voice for themselves, but sometimes not in these big institutions that they're involved with. So that's where I wanted to be, and I'm here now, and I'm very thankful and learning to take the steps to become that child welfare worker that I want to be. Specifically chose San Francisco State because I was born and raised in San Francisco. And to me, I've always been passionate about people from the community really representing the community. And San Francisco has a lot of gentrification, and it's been growing these past recent years. And it sucks because people who have lived here all their life are now leaving, and we don't get to keep those people in this community that they belong to take care of the community members that are still here. So I do think that community representation is important, and so that's why I want to be able to be a child welfare worker in my community that I grew up in, because I do feel like I have a better understanding of the city's dynamic, the history, and what it's like to live in it from a young age to the age I am now, 22. So that is why I chose San Francisco State. And, I'm really excited to start my career where it all started for me. Internship experience was really rewarding, actually. Despite TitleIV-E being virtual, or the whole academic school year being virtual, I definitely feel like I learned a lot from my supervisors and my colleagues. We really just use each other during this time to ask a lot of questions. I definitely asked for help whenever I needed it, because that is what is going to answer my questions and help me be a better social worker and to best support the students that I was working with. My supervisors were very welcoming, they were very accommodating, they were very flexible and patient, and everything was just very welcoming. I didn't just feel like I was there to check off some requirements. I really felt like they brought me into the school setting as a school staff, like I'm gonna be there permanently. And I got to know all the teachers. And this was at San Francisco Unified School District's Foster Youth Services, where I worked with high school youth from ages like 14 to 18. to the needs of foster youth, specifically at 2 different high school locations that are alternative high schools. So I was basically providing like educational based case management, and it really varied. I did what the student felt like they needed. So, that included therapy, help finding jobs, help building a resume, connecting them with community-based organizations that provided them with, the resources they needed, maybe like emergency grant money, helping them apply to college, scholarships, and different things like that. And I loved it. The relationships that I built, not only with the staff, but with the students, I never imagined could reach to that level despite it being virtual. And it was amazing. It was a rewarding experience that I'll always appreciate. And I'm very happy that that was my first year experience. It was rewarding as it was virtual. I can't imagine what it would have been like if it was in person. So I am looking forward to my second year internship experience in person and to continue growing as a social worker. And I hope that sharing my experience with you all today sheds some light as to what the Title IV-E program is, my experience in it, and hopefully you will want to join it as well.